Sorry, suma amenaka, mudima yok yakar, daf may jege, suma disi, mudima de fela. Di xamune, sama xol kene no fa fess nan la ko koy waxe defuma lu tax waxuma tulije kubaje bojam kubaje alena ta man sawalen kubaje. Sorry, suma amenaka, mudima yok yakar, daf may jege, suma di. You're watching the news at 10. In our top stories this half hour, President Jammeh relieves ministers Teneng Bajaite, Francis Lee Timboj and Dr. Mamadou Tangara of their cabinet appointments and appoints Omar Sy, Minister of Health, Social Welfare and National Assembly Matters. Japan's Parliamentary Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs makes a landmark visit to Banjul aimed at deepening and bolstering ties between Tokyo and Banjul. Deputy Permanent Secretaries receive training meant to sharpen their communication skills and make them better strategic managers. And U.S. prosecutors indict a Texas teenager for an alleged terrorism-related offense after he reportedly posted a Facebook comment threatening to shoot up a school. These and other stories coming this half hour. I am Aisha Dabo. Thank you for joining us. The general public is hereby informed that His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya AJJ Jammeh, acting under the provisions of Section 71(4)(b) of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, has decided to relieve Mrs. Teneng Bajaite, Minister of Energy, Mr. Francis Lee Timboj, Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, and Dr. Mamadou Tangara, Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, of their appointments as Minister with immediate effect. A news release from the Office of the Secretary General, Office of the President, reveals that Mamadou Tangara will be redeployed to the Foreign Service. In the same vein, the dispatch adds His Excellency the President, acting under the provisions of Section 71(1) and 71(3) respectively of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, has redeployed Honorable Balagaba Jahumpa to the Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure as Minister, and appointed Mr. Omar Sy as Minister of Health and Social Welfare and National Assembly Matters with immediate effect from 12th of August 2013. The portfolio of Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology and Minister of Energy are now under the purview of the Office of the President. The release ends. Japan's Parliamentary Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs, Toshiko Abe, Monday evening paid a courtesy call on the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs. Mrs. Abe, who is the most senior Japanese government official and politician to visit the Gambia, was accompanied to State House by the outgoing Japanese ambassador to the Gambia. Shortly after her meeting with Ajah Dr. Aissatou Saidi, Vice Minister Abe hailed President Jammeh's participation in the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD 5. in June this year. She expressed gratitude to Professor Jammeh for backing Japan's bid to host the 2020 Olympic Games. The Deputy Foreign Minister for Parliamentary Affairs also said she was in the Gambia to strengthen relations between Banjul and Taipei. Delegates from various African countries are discussing factors hindering the holistic development of young people. Apart from chronic unemployment in Africa, the meeting is also expected to serve as an avenue to popularize the African Youth Charter. Abdullah Baji has more on the meeting opened by the Minister of Youth and Sports, Aliou Jammeh.
In Africa, a committed and emerging generation of young people are tipping on upturning the progress scale, stepping forward with promising initiatives, meaningfully impacting on positive transformations, helping lives and livelihoods. The African Youth Panel is an initiative poised to address issues confronting the development of young people in the sub-region, with focus on employment and participation. Fashioned according to the African Youth Charter initially designed in the Gambia during the 2006 AU Heads of State meeting, young people could be having a greater voice in development and decision-making, spurring improvements in vast schemes. Playing host to a 3-day international meeting on the theme, Championing the African Youth Charter, Action and Accountability. The Youth Synergy being held in the Gambia drew participants from various African countries, aiming to create a unique platform for the evolving generation to discuss issues confronting their development and come up with tangible solutions to these problems. The senior advisor of the African Youth Panel from Denmark outlined how the initiative was originally conceived.
It started in 2008. Denmark, the Danish government, wanted to have an African commission to look really in the crystal mirror, to crystal ball, and say what is in the future. And it was about young people, it was about employment. And when we saw the commission, there was a lot of fine people, but they were all plus 40. So we from the civil society in Denmark said, uh-oh, government, you're wrong. You're not taking those you are talking about, you're not including them in your deliberations, at your commission meetings and all the Sheratons and the Hiltons across Africa. So we said, why not allow the Danish NGO Forum to try to invite for an African youth panel? And it was accepted and actually supported by the government. So
it is vital for young people to be empowered and given the opportunity to meaningfully participate in efforts shaping growth. This training is likely expected to bolster the crusade of the African Youth Panel towards promoting and popularizing the African Youth Charter.
This training is part of our campaign to promote the African Youth Charter starting from 2013 to 2015 with pilot projects in the Gambia, Uganda, Cameroon and Nigeria. We have also developed a phone app for the African Youth Charter, and we will be launching it tomorrow. The African Youth Charter is the legal document developed by the AU to champion youth development in Africa.
Charting a way forward for the youth of the continent, it is a demonstration of the emerging generation virtually willing a bright future Africa.
The youth are an important component in the existence of and development of human societies. Natural evolution dictates that procreation is essential for the continuous existence of life on Earth. As we procreate as living beings, we produce the young